Hi there, and thanks for using Mixpanel. Today, we're introducing JQL, a new way to query data. With JQL, you'll write queries in JavaScript, which makes it very flexible, giving you the power to answer really complex questions about your data. You can access the JQL console in the Applications tab of any Mixpanel project. Our query console lets you compose queries and see results right away. Let's walk through a basic query together so you can see how it works. Let's say we want to understand our daily active users by figuring out how many users have sent us at least 5 events per day. A JQL query requires a main function that returns a collection. The console will start you off with one that returns the event collection, which gives us the event objects that were fired over the specified time range. JQL queries are composed by calling transformation methods on collections. So let's transform this one further. We can use group-by-user to group these events by the user who performed them. Group-by-user takes a reducing function as an argument. For each user, this function is called with the batch of events that a user performed and a value variable where you can keep state about that user. In this case, let's count the events we see for a user. Since this value is undefined at first, we'll need to set up our return statement to give us value, or 0, and add it to the length of events in the collection. It returns a new collection of objects with a key, that is the user's distinct ID, and a value, which is whatever you reduce that user's events to. In this case, the count of events that each user performed. Next, we'll use filter to only include the users in this list who have fired 5 or more events. Filter takes a predicate function and returns another collection of elements that pass, in this case, where the value was greater than or equal to 5. If we update our query now, we can see that our list only includes users who have fired more than 5 events over our time range. Next, we need to make our query aware of the calendar days. I'll write a quick helper function called getDay, which takes an event and returns the time the event occurred as a string. I'll use the substring method so that we only get the calendar date and not the full timestamp. Then I can take getDay and pass it as an optional grouping parameter to my group-by-user function. If I hit run query now, you can see that this has added an additional level of grouping to our keys. Each element in the collection represents the count of events for a particular user on a particular day. To get our daily active user result, we need the count of these elements grouped by day. I'll use a generic group by instead of group by user this time. Group by key arguments that are strings get interpreted as object keys or array indexes. So to access the second item in our key field, we'll use key.1. Again, we want a reducer function that counts the number of elements for each group. This time, we'll use mixpanel.reducer.count, which is one of our built-in helpers. In fact, we could have used that earlier too. Now we've got what we want. The result is simple. Here's our count of daily active users by day over the time range. I'll save this query so we can reuse this code to assist in other analyses. Of course, this is just one example of what you can do with JQL. Having the ability to transform collections using composable functions gives you a ton of flexibility. We also have some great foundational queries that will act as boilerplates for your research. Tap the New button to expose this menu. JQL is one more way we're helping the world to learn from its data. Just one more way we're helping you become data-driven. Thanks for watching.